Koepii Studio.
What's up, everybody? My name is Kai Chalmers, and you're tuning in to this episode of Koepii Studios. Joining me today is the awesome DJ Mike Hype, who is playing at Pitt Club, one of KL's most prestigious nightclubs. They play awesome stuff, and I think it's number 66 in the world rankings for
66.
best clubs in existence. So, Mike Hype, how's it going, man? Thanks for joining us.
What's good, everybody?
Hope you don't mind. I'm wearing a mysterious mask today. Am I Kai Chalmers? Am I not? We don't know. But we do know Mike Hype is in the building today, and he is the resident DJ that plays at Pitt Club. So, Mike, thanks again, first of all, for joining us. I do have to ask, how do you like your coffee?
How do I like my coffee?
Yes.
I would rate it 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10?
Yeah, the 2 goes to because I'm more towards the less fruity kind of coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
the
do you like
very-
your coffee like black, milky,
More
sweet?
balanced kind, not sour.
Oh, okay.
Not towards the sour side. But yeah, I'm more towards the more flat notes, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I see in front of you. You guys don't see it, but it's a black cup of coffee. Is that right? Team Black. We
When
gotta
you
have
go
a,
black, you never go back,
That's
you
true.
know.
That's true. What is a life of a DJ like?
Basically, a life of a DJ is like a life of a security guard.
Oh,
I mean, put it in a way that you're working a night shift every single day, right?
right. Yeah.
So basically, you go to work, especially if you're a resident DJ, you most probably have to be in the club by 10
Okay.
and make sure the lights are good, the sounds are good, the visuals are good, the equipment's are good to go. You know, if you're a junior resident DJ, most probably you have to clean up the consoles.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
as even us
Interesting.
senior residents, we do clean it up
Mhm.
because it gets it gets very smudgy.
Wait. So you said there's junior and senior.
I mean, like the people who are new in the industry.
Right. Okay.
So when they
okay.
come in, so basically, there's still that kind of. I mean, not in Pitt, but in general, we still have, those are the tasks that is given to the more younger DJs, because the more senior DJs most probably have something else to do.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
Check on operation stuffs. Work on a little bit of like, what are the guests like? How is the flow of the crowd tonight? Get some arrangement of what kind of like rundown with the operation team, what kind of entertainment that we're having tonight. Like, for example, in Pitt, we have the mascot, what time the mascot is coming out, what time the dancers is coming out,
Right.
how do you layer all these things in the club to make sure the entertainment is there. So most probably you have to be in the club by 10, right?
Yep.
Then you are most probably going to be leaving the club the same time with the rest of the staffs. Right? Because you're not the guest DJ. Like, you just come in, put your bags, plug in your USB, start DJing 1.5 hour, say your highs, say your goodbyes, and take it back and go. Right? But whereas as a resident DJ, you need to make sure everything is working, even though you're not on stage.
Right.
So you have 2 duties: one's on stage where you're performing, one's off stage when you're not performing.
Okay. I
When
see.
you're not performing, like people with your VIP customers, which is actually important.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right? So to make sure they feel welcome, to make sure, people know who are you.
Yes.
But in hindsight, I don't do that very much,
Right.
I don't, for now, I don't do that a lot. Yeah, because somehow or other, personally, I feel I'm a little bit socially deprived, so I tend to do those lesser. I still go, but, I limit that a little bit to, prevent myself from an overburn,
Right.
Yeah, because every night you're facing, alcohol, loud music,
Yes.
and it's very tiring, because it's on repeat, it's on loop.
Yeah.
It's like you put in a song on a 4-beat loop, it just goes on and on and on without stopping, right? And then most probably you finish like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And imagine that you had your dinner, for example, at 7
Yeah.
or 7:30, 8, right? Latest 8, because you have to be at work at 10, right? Latest 8. And by 4, definitely it's like another meal cycle, right? You
Yeah.
get hungry, right? So when you
Come
get
on, McDonald's.
yeah, most probably you go to McDonald's or you drop by a mama for a Maggi
Sure.
goreng or something, right?
Yeah.
Then after that, you reach home, you get ready and stuff like that. You go to bed like 6?
Mm.
Sun is up. right? So then you start your day at what, 1, 2?
Yeah.
I mean, earliest you can go like 11:30.
11:30. Yeah.
11:30. That's like what? How many hours sleep only, right?
Yes. And this is
So-
every weekend too.
Yeah, it's like on a weekly, I mean on a daily basis, starting from Thursday for me,
Okay. Right. Yeah.
right? So it's on repeat. Basically, like for example, if I have classes with my students,
Oh yes. Yes. Teaching
right?
as well.
So the academy opens at 12, right? Most probably I'll start my class at 2 because I need some time for myself to prepare, get something to eat, get a cup of coffee, and then kickstart the day, right? So I start at 2. I most probably have a back-to-back classes, 1.5 hour each. So 2 to 3:30, 3:30 to 5, 5 to 6:30. So by 6:30, I have a 40 minutes window for a meal and get ready
Yeah.
and hop on a Grab because I don't drive to work
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
for alcohol reasons.
Of course. Of course.
Even though I don't drink, I don't drive.
No. Just
Even
to be
though,
safe.
yeah, I mean, you never know on that night, this random VIP would pop up in the club and
Yeah.
you need to be there to,
network
address
and
him.
drink
then-
and
yeah,
join
because
him.
even though one glass, don't tell me one glass you're not drunk, but still there's alcohol in your system, right?
Yes.
And it will get you in trouble in the law,
Yes.
right? So let's just not bend the law. And that's the reason why I chose the safest choice, Grab.
Yeah.
Not trying to promote or anything, but yeah, that's the safest. If you drink, don't drive. Party safely. I mean, like that's
Yeah. Party
that's-
responsibly.
yeah,
Always. Always.
Yeah, that's the most important part. Then you see if I hop up on the Grab and then I arrive at work, start working, and it goes on repeat.
Ooh.
So
I see.
it's going to be. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not promoting you guys to be a DJ,
No, of
but
course.
the hustle is real. I mean, for every artist in the industry,
Right.
no matter you are any musician.
I mean, this is
or-
the reality of it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
basically.
Even like Kai, you sing in a band, right?
Yeah, sure.
So I think the schedule is more or less the same.
It's slightly different, but it's the same kind of grind. It's the same kind of wear and tear and worries.
Yeah.
You know? So when you say like, oh, I gotta show up this time, oh, there's a VIP, I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. So
Right, I
you
get
need to
it.
stay back and you need to make sure you get your network right.
Yes.
That's how you grow in this industry as well, right?
Yes.
Not just pure talent. I mean, talent and skills is important,
Of course.
but actually, like network brings you even higher.
Who you know is everything.
Yeah. So they actually plug you into events, and special appearance in festivals and all those
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
right? Those things that network is important, right?
Mm.
But again, being a resident DJ takes a lot.
Mm.
I mean, if you're talking about a DJ, right? Comparing, being a guest DJ or DJ that does like weekly residency. It's different. Weekly residency, which means that they show up in certain club in a certain day in a certain week, on a routine.
Mm-mm.
So basically, for example, like one of my close buddy, DJ Exclusive Pete, he's like a weekly resident in Kyo. So he appears as a guest in Kyo every certain days. So people go to Kyo for him for a certain day
Right.
in a week. So that's weekly residency. So that's not as bad as being a permanent resident because the time, the workload.
And the responsibilities.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
guessing, are
huge
different.
because you are also part of the entertainment team.
Right.
So you're part of marketing the night as well. So that's the reason why I work very closely with Kai's brother, David, which is
What's up, Dave?
yeah. So
What's up, Dave?
so basically, we work very closely with the marketing team in terms of like how the music direction should go, like what kind of crowd we should attract, what kind of perks we should give to a crowd. Those are the things that, a resident DJ needs to do. So you're not just required to DJ on the decks on stage. That's just the fun part.
There's just a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, but it's a good thing. That's the reason why I always recommend new DJs to take up a residency job because it actually gives you an XP boost. Like in the game,
I can see that.
You buy a season pass and you get XP boost, right?
Yeah, because you have to handle so much. from what you're
Yeah.
saying.
So basically, you learn how to PR with customers. You learn how to manage lineups. You learn what lineup sell, what lineup doesn't on certain nights. You learn how to handle a night, like how to save a night as a DJ.
Right.
I mean, like, I'm not saying certain DJ ruin the night, no. But certain night, the crowd that comes in might not be the crowd that wants those tracks that the guest is playing, for example. I mean, I for all due respect, I respect every single DJ that they play what they it's their brand. So, but again, the club can't control who comes to the club,
Yes.
right?
And they prefer certain types of stuff.
Crowd nowadays, especially nowadays, they come with a certain expectation. Like, I want to hear my jam.
Yep.
You know, I want to hear, for example, Booyah on repeat.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, or like when you go out, you're like, oh, I go to this place because I know they play
this
like,
kind of
over and above, right?
Yeah,
it's like, I know I'm gonna get my techno fix, right?
Yes, correct. So, like, for example, if you come to Pitt, you expect certain tracks to be played.
Yes.
Right? But, like, for example, if you see my face on stage, you expect freaking commercial stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I will play your party rock anthem. I'll play your God is a Girl. I'll play those. Some DJs would call it cheesy, right? But for me, it works. Like in Clockwork, it works for everyone, right? Because don't tell me you haven't heard about that song, right?
Yeah, of course.
So it works. So, but certain DJs, when like they build their own tracks, they are so well known of what they're doing. I mean, they are so respected in the industry. So that's the reason why we get them in, right, to perform in Pitt. But on certain nights, I'm not saying that they don't do a good job. They did a fantastic job on stage, but just that the crowd is not buying it, for example, right? Or you have that minority of spenders that you need to please, right? So as a resident DJ, you need to work on that. You need to be able to tell like what you should do 30 minutes before you go on stage. Or 40 minutes before you go on stage. That's the reason why even you're not on stage, you're still working. You're observing what's happening in the club. Like, how's the vibe? What should you do to push the vibe back? Because that's like the final bite for the club to make money.
Right.
Because resident DJ usually do the closing set.
Yeah.
What time is it? Like, what, 2 a.m.?
2 a.m., yeah.
People, it's already drunk as hell, man.
Yeah, you gotta play I know what time it is when it's time to get out.
Right? So it's not just like playing tracks that to tell people, hey, we're closing, but to get the last bite, which is most important, actually. Because, for example, if talk about a customer's perspective in the nightlife scene, right? If you get a bunch of people sitting down at the table, for example, you get 5 friends.
Sure.
Right, sitting down at the table. First round, you order 2 bottles of liquor, for example, right? Most probably 5 friends, 2 bottles, by 1 a.m. you're drunk.
Yeah.
Right, 1:30.
By 1.
If you're tank enough, by 2, and by 2, most probably you have finished 1.5 or almost 2 bottles.
Yep.
5%, right? So are you going to order the next bottle? This is the question. This is a strategy that a resident DJ needs to have. What kind of vibe are you building?
Yep.
For a second order?
Because
you need to fish for it.
And buying that 1 bottle is not the most like
ideal.
Yeah, it's not
4 or 5
economically not the best, because when you buy like a set or whatever, it's like, okay, sure, it works out.
Yeah.
But that extra one is like, it depends. So I get what
you get what I mean, right?
For.
You see, a guest DJ and a resident DJ has a total different mentality. We don't just go on stage to show people what we do and show people our craft.
Yep.
But we work very closely with the club.
So out of curiosity, like, it sounds like when you are playing, would you say when you play a song and it finishes, you have to evaluate after every song, do I want to bring this, do I need to kick things up a notch? Do I need to kick things down a notch? Are you constantly firefighting after every song?
Yes. Okay, this is the difference between a guest gig and a resident gig.
Right.
Right. A guest gig, you can go on with a planned curated set. We call it a curated set.
Right.
So this is a set list where you basically have a guideline. You follow the set that you have planned.
Right.
So like the first song, this is what I'm going to do. Second song, third song. It's like a playlist on Spotify.
Sure.
So you're just hitting play and you just do your thing.
Just vibe out.
Yes.
Whatever.
So, but you still need to do the mixing and stuff, blending the tracks and everything.
Sure.
But I mean,
You're following a
hate, no
trajectory.
hate. There is still DJs in the industry that hits the play and it's more towards the showmanship. No hate. It's his craft because he's still doing something on stage. Because the DJ at the end of the day, we are entertainers.
Yep.
We are out there to entertain. And honestly, I would say 70% of the crowd don't know what we're doing on stage. Right? So no matter how skillful you are, how much DJ quick tricks that you're doing on stage, not much people would understand, right? For
No, they
example,
can't-
if you
can't
go to
tell.
a layman party, people, and you pull up James Hype's like 4 decks skills, one of the most skillful DJ in the world, James Hype, right? I doubt majority of them would understand what he's doing, right? So that's the reason why I don't have like a negative thought to DJs that don't really DJ on stage. So I don't have this judgment, oh, he's a real DJ, he's not a real DJ. Or I don't say, hey, guys, this is real DJing.
Would you say currently there are more DJs of that type who, like, literally, like you said, press play and it goes? Like, what's the sort of...
It's still very balanced, actually.
It's still quite balanced.
It's still quite balanced.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still quite balanced. So back into, we drifted, right?
Yeah, my bad. My
No
bad.
worries. No worries. I mean, I'm a person that drifts in conversations as well.
That's fair. All good.
So, yeah. So back into the constantly thinking, right?
Yes.
So if you're a guest, you can plan your set
Sure.
because you go on stage for 1.5 hours, and most probably you appear in this club for what, once, twice a month.
Sure.
So you have like what, 2 weeks time to plan a set.
Yep.
Come on, man! Don't tell me in 2 weeks time you can't think of 160, 150 songs.
Sure,
It's
yeah.
easy, right? But there is this service as well in industry insights. So DJs can pay for a very senior DJ to curate a set for them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So imagine like
So it's like a DJ service for another DJ.
yeah. I mean, like there's a lot of DJ record pool platforms that we download original official tracks, right?
Huh, okay.
Licensed tracks, right? So when those platforms, they do also have curated sets, but they're not just as good because it's not localized to the market. Right. So, for example, if you're DJing in Malaysia, and a nightclub in Malaysia, you get someone who is so well known in the industry and he has been doing this for what, 10, 13 years. And he knows how to plan a set
Yep.
without looking at the crowd.
Yep.
So it's like a fail-safe kind of set. So he knows how to arrange the songs in a way that no matter the crowd is working or not, the set works.
Okay, right.
So that's the reason why certain DJs are willing to pay a lot for this kind of sets.
I see.
Yeah. Because they are getting paid a lot to show up as a guest,
Right.
right? So they need to have the club have an expectation for them. Right? Again, so I mean it's not wrong. It's just another way of putting out a show. Right. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Do what you gotta do.
God damn it. Forgot to silence my watch.
Silencio.
Okay. So back into that. So but a resident DJ, you can't do that because you're playing every night.
Yep.
Number one. And imagine if you're a customer that comes into the same club twice, thrice a week. You're seeing my same old face, mic hype, the same old logo, turning around, speeding around, making you dizzy.
Same song.
Same tracks, same shit, same
Yeah.
flow. People get bored,
Yep.
right? So as a resident DJ, I mean, for me personally, I don't plan my set. I don't plan my set. So I
There's
don't.
a bit of like improv and stuff.
So it's live. It's inspiration live. So this is one thing that it takes a long time to build because your music knowledge needs to be very deep. So by what I mean deep is like how many hours you spend on Spotify. Like how much songs that you know.
How many hours do you spend on Spotify? Or have you spent? How many hours did you spend last year on your Spotify rap?
Rap. Do you mean the rap, right?
Yeah.
42,000 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Fair enough.
So
That's a long time.
So yeah, but then So basically, Spotify is like a place, or YouTube Music or whatsoever,
Sure,
Apple
yeah.
Music. It's a place for us to
Explore.
new music, new sound, follow new artists, up and coming artists. What's the latest sound? What's trending in the Europe? What's trending in the US? What's trending in Asia? So when you see different faces in clubs, right, you know what to do, right?
Okay, right.
And then I always tell people it's always like playing Tetris level 10 continuously for 2 hours, non-stop, without failing. You can't fail. Because you can't stop. The track can't stop,
No, you can't stop.
right? You can't stop the track, right? Except if, for example, if you have like a very good chemistry with your MC, with your hype man.
Right.
I do this in some of my nights, I have this chemistry with MC Millie.
Yep.
So we tend to stop the music for like 10 seconds. And then we have like a session, like an interaction with the crowd.
Right.
And then we hit the play button.
I see.
And that comes in when before you hit the play button, what track are you playing? Again.
Right. Like
Yeah.
the optimum place to stop.
Are you killing the crowd, or are you building it up? So as for me, I always think 3 songs ahead.
I see.
So it's always
It's like
on
90 chess, but with music.
yeah. So basically, like right now, this is playing.
Yeah.
I already had 2 tracks in mind to go next.
Right.
Right. And then the third track is when track number 2 plays. You look at how the crowd respond to you. Are they tired? Are they thirsty? Or they crave for more energy?
Right.
So this is signs that we're looking out for from the crowd. So, for example, you've been banging for the past 30 minutes. You look at their face, they're tired. They need a break.
Yep.
Or they need to get more drunk. right? In that
Right.
sense. So you play a few songs a bit more mellow but vibeable. Songs that they can relate, they can sing along with you. That's time for them to go back when the verse kicks in.
Right.
Because they know the chorus, they might not know the verse.
Yeah.
Right, when the verse kicks in, then you get them back to start drinking, to rest a little bit. When the chorus comes in, they start singing along again. And what are you going to do next?
Right.
Then reality hits you. What you're going to do next?
Build
you
it
know?
or bring it back down again.
Down
to
again.
Build it up again later.
Yes, correct. So
Oh.
it's a lot of strategizing behind if you're playing a live set. If you are not planning your set. So a lot of strategizing, a lot of time management on
A
stage.
lot of reading the room as well from what, from what I'm
yeah.
hearing.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it. A lot of DJs will say maybe in the comment section as well that you don't have time to read the crowd. Yeah, sometimes it does happen. Sometimes you're too into the zone when the crowd gives you that energy that you want. It's like it's a mutual thing. We give you the energy on stage, and then you get the response back from them. So you tend to go into the zone.
Yeah.
You tend to lose track of their tired.
I've noticed that because sometimes I will go to a club where the DJ is very much reading the room. I think I've seen you do that a few times. Whereas there will be other instances where I'll see a DJ and they're just in their own world.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's bad or good, but
Yep.
as a person who is vibing, as
Yep.
an audience member,
Yep.
you can read that. And it's especially bad if the person's in their own world and the music's just not vibing with you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I get what you mean. I mean, this is not a bad thing or a good thing. It's very neutral because, DJs do get into their zones on certain time because, yes, they build it up.
Yep.
They feel that they have accomplished something. They get into their zone. So they have accomplished the stability of the night, right? Then they tend to like drift away.
Oh, okay.
Because
Interesting.
it's you're so into your music, because for example, DJs we always want to play what we like actually, but we don't get the chance to do so, ironically.
What kind of music would, like, if you didn't have to strategize and do the whole 90 chess,
Okay,
what sort of music is the music you want to play?
I want to play. I would play a mixture of urban sound.
Okay.
With,
what does urban sound translate
I mean,
to a layman audience?
Urban means that it can be a vocal from hip hop.
Okay.
or a pop or an R&B,
Sure.
but it's a tech house remix.
Okay.
You get what I mean? The tech house vibe, because tech house is huge, right? But it's nowhere in Malaysia,
Hmm.
right? I mean, like there is a community in tech house, right? It's huge as well, but it's not as huge as the commercial market,
Sure.
right? The people, the club goers who wants to hear what they want to hear, right?
Yep.
Because there are two different type of communities in the market. There are one community that are driving their genre that they love, so they attract crowd that loves that genre.
Sure.
But it's niche,
Mm.
right? I mean, it's niche in terms of when we are talking about, me be DJing in Pitt.
Yep.
Because Pitt is a huge club.
Yep. So
We
you
have to pack up the place, right?
Yes.
So we cannot how do I put it? We cannot limit, I only play this genre. So if you don't dig with this genre, you shouldn't come. So I couldn't be the person that says that, I must be the person to welcome, everyone. So
check as many boxes as you can.
yeah, I mean, I try my best to please everyone. So I mean, among my colleagues, they always say, Mike, you're always the crowd pleaser. Yeah.
I see.
Basically, somehow or other, on certain times, I'll play what I want, what I like. But majority of the time, I'll try to pick tracks that the crowd could relate to.
Right.
The crowd.
I mean, that's why you're the resident DJ.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, in this industry, there are resident DJs that play what they like. They drive their movement. They build their movement in that venue.
Okay.
Yeah, there is this. So, but I mean, I took a different approach. Yeah. So today, I'm here to give you guys an insight about what's the life of a resident DJ. Because it's tough. It's tough. It's tiring. Number one, it's tiring. It's very tiring because you it's on repeat. On certain nights, you hit a point where you don't know what to play, man. What should I play? That's the worst. That's the worst when this hits you. And imagine you have 15 minutes time before your set. The clock won't wait for you.
So does that? Oh, so does that hit?
Yeah,
You
it
say
hits.
that's one of the hardest things
That hits you. Yeah.
resident DJ?
Because, for example, when especially when you are not like a junior DJ anymore, you know your shit, right? You know how to read crowd, and you could actually see the guest DJ or the main set DJ, the resident DJ who are playing the main set, is already struggling with the crowd.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Because when you're DJing in a big club, right, you tend to have very mixed crowd.
Yes.
You have a mixture from everyone, the local Chinese, the
international crowd.
gangs, the students, the young crowd, the older crowd, the spenders, the fillers, and no matter what you play, nothing works that night. This type of night happens. Right?
See.
You see the resident, because another resident DJ, your buddy there, is also not a junior DJ. They've been DJing for years and years. They know their stuff. I mean, the resident DJs in Pitt, most of them are very versatile. They know what they're doing. Right? Especially like people like Dirty Signal. He has so many tracks signed under Hardwell's record label, has signed his track. I mean, he's a big shot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he knows his stuff. And if you see your buddy up there struggling already with the
Painful.
crowd, right? Or anyone else, any of my colleagues are struggling on crowd, right? And you're next in line. And for a fact, like a plan set wouldn't work. You need to come out with something now.
Right.
And that point of time, you're so overburdened with the entire week of working, right? For example, if this happens on a Saturday,
A big night too.
it's the longest streak you have been with,
Yes.
for example, no proper rest.
Yeah.
Right? Your creative juice will run out. You're lost and you don't know what to do. And what I do is I take the last 15 minutes, 10 minutes just to calm myself down, just to zone out.
Right.
I will do a zone out session, put in earplugs, just zone out. And just reflect back on what you have done, on the past
Okay.
nights. Reflect back like what works, what doesn't works.
Right.
Like recently, what is the top hit songs and everything. And then for me, I will, on that time, if I'm lost, I will think of 3 songs.
Just 3.
Just 3. Just 3.
Okay. From
It's
there,
a,
you
it's
will
a
know
make
how
it
to...
or break it kind of thing.
I see. Is that a frequent occurrence, would you say?
It depends on your demotivational level, I would say.
Okay.
How demotivated are you?
Right.
Yeah.
So I can imagine the demotivation to be pretty high if you've got 2 resident DJs who've gone ahead and the crowd is just not vibing.
Or
and then
or
you're
maybe,
next.
for example, you just have, but like for example, I would say this is considered like a bad night,
Okay.
like a night that tracks doesn't work, right?
Right.
So imagine if you're a resident DJ, you're working on streak from Thursdays to Saturdays,
Okay.
and then since last week's Thursday, you have had, for example, 4 or 5 bad nights, nights that doesn't work,
Right.
nights that you look like a clown on stage.
And the audience is just like
Standing there, looking, staring at you, giving you that death stare,
Mhm.
Yeah. Again, I would say, DJs do feed on the feedback of the crowds,
Of course.
right? So, for
Just
example,
like any live performance.
yeah. We feed with the vibe that you get in return
Mm-hmm.
by giving something. That's why you see if you check on my social media, most of my videos on stage, I am always, very high energy, very, because I'm trying to give them the atmosphere, the energy,
Right.
the vibe, the feeling of, the emotions and the feeling and the story behind every track, right? So, but if you don't get something in return, right, you tend to tone yourself down
Yes.
on stage, right? Because
There's nothing to draw from.
yeah, and then when you don't get the response, you kind of, how to say, you kind of don't want to look like a clown on stage because nobody kind of like give a shit about you on stage, right?
Yeah.
At that point of time. So it's again back to the drawing board of the Tetris game where you need to rebuild the momentum.
What would you say is your biggest pet peeve as a DJ? Whether that is towards other DJs and what they do, or towards like just on a night out generally when you're performing. Like, what's a pet peeve? Is like, can the audience do something that kind of pisses you off, or what it's like something that really irritates you when you're in like doing your thing,
Okay, so far no, but
or when you see others doing their thing?
I would say don't bring drinks around the deck.
Okay.
I have this one thing.
Some DJs do that.
Yeah, for me, I
Like they drink on the job and they...
I mean, you can drink on the job, but don't bring the drink close to the equipment.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
I have this phobia
Calvin.
of spilling the drinks on the deck.
Has that happened?
It happened. It
Happened?
happened. It happened.
Oh, no.
It happened on one of my shows before, way back, way back. But it's because it's not fun when the night is so good. Balance of the crowd is so good. So there's a very good mixture of spenders and non-spenders and everything. So it was a very good crowd, and that place is so intimate. Crowd can just come onto your face.
Well, when you say it like that.
Yeah. So basically, imagine you're the DJ, the crowd can stand right beside you.
Like you can feel their breath and their sweat.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's how intimate this venue is, and that's a very risky venue.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because they
Okay.
can just come up and whoops.
Yes. So there's this customer who bought us the DJ champagne, Dom Perignon.
Sure.
So
Good stuff.
So good stuff. So he bought a couple of bottles, not just one. And he came up. He was so excited with the vibe, and because we're playing his favorite track, like we know for a fact that's his favorite track. So we're playing for him because he's like one of the biggest baller in the club that night.
Right.
So he splurged the most. So it's time to say thank you.
Yeah,
So
play-
as a DJ, we would say thank you by playing his favorite track.
So were you playing his requests Or you
not
just knew,
really his request.
but you know his
you
taste.
know his we know his taste
Okay.
because we got a word from the waiter that he's gonna buy us some bottles.
Gotcha.
And that's like what 10 grand ringgit worth of bottles, right?
Fair
so
enough.
I mean, just a thank you note. I know his jam, so I just want to tell him like, I know your jam, bruh, kind of stuff, right? So we start playing his track, and then he went wow. He went wow because he's so excited, so happy for the track because without him requesting, he get his track, right?
Yeah, it's like
So
magic.
It's rare.
It's like magic.
It's
dude.
rare that DJ does that to you, right? So he came up with it and stuff like that. So he pops the champagne. But because before he pops the champagne, he ran to the console. Guys, I got you dumb and stuff like that.
no.
Something like that. So the champagne is shaked.
Oh no.
Right? So when it popped, it just flooded the whole console.
Oh
It
god.
flooded the whole console. The CDJ stopped working. The mixer fader is, the volume fader is flooded with water and stuff like that. The music continued playing, Music play. After about, I would say 20 seconds, it start having, the transform effect.
Oh no.
You know,
The Optimus Prime. I'm.
Thing. Then yeah. So you get the quarter beat transform effect,
Oh gosh.
Then the music stopped. The screen went off. But one CDJ is still working. So that instant of me and one of my partner in crime, he was quicker than me. What he does was he removed the RCA from a channel, switched to a different channel of the RCA and hit play. And miraculously, it worked.
Wow. What a
so
save.
we have no choice. And he is so fast, he loaded a mixtape.
Wow. A mixtape.
Yes.
Darn.
A 15-minute mixtape.
Damn. Okay.
The title, Club Bangers. 2021 Club Bangers.
Ooh. Okay. Right.
So those are the places where it was mad. We were on panic mode, man. We were screaming at the waiters to bring tissue, cloth, or whatsoever. But when electronics starts, right, no more power.
Rest in peace.
It's bad, right?
Yep.
So we have no choice. We got a replacement CDJ, put it on.
Yeah.
And it goes back on. That's the reason why I have this thing with drinks on the decks.
So like, do you in some dreams when you have nightmares, you see a guy just like running, slow motion,
No,
boom.
actually,
No.
for me, it's more towards the CDJ stop working.
Right.
That's the worst nightmare for a DJ because at the end of the day, people don't blame the CDJ.
No, they'll blame the person behind it.
Yeah, the whole crowd will be like,
Boo, yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it's like you are the fault,
Yes.
right? So
You're at the helm.
yeah, I don't like that kind of feeling, to be put on the spot, because that's the reason why I don't really like drinks.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Especially in the area.
Yeah. But second thing is, girls getting too close, proximity.
At the
Yeah.
DJ deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have this thing.
Yeah, because girls tend to like congregate, or they'll always be like
They
some places. There's always like one or two girls that are just like glued to the
yeah.
DJ deck.
So so things I don't like personally like it because
Same thing.
it- not just that they get very personal, intimate, that kind of
okay.
they get too close.
Right.
I don't care whether it's social or want to make friends or stuff like that. I draw the line there.
Sure.
You
Like
know,
this
I
is a
draw that-
workspace.
Yeah.
You've
So
got stuff to do.
Yeah, that's the reason why sometimes people will say I'm not a friendly DJ.
Oh. Mike Hype is not a friendly DJ, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know.
No,
Go to Pitt. Mike Hype is not friendly.
I mean, like I could be friendly,
Right.
but on a certain extent.
Just no girls near the.
yeah.
To pivot the conversation, because you mentioned you were a DJ instructor and all.
Yeah.
So how would you advise somebody going into DJing? Like, what do they need to do to become a professional DJ? Either this is a two-part question, either from an adult perspective and from like a child, teenager perspective, like young versus old. How would you go about it? Is it different?
No,
Or is it a similar
actually, it's not
journey?
not really different.
Okay.
The only difference is you get a different learning curve.
Okay. How different is the learning curve?
Huge.
Okay.
Huge. Especially it's for me personally. I think it's easier for adults to understand
Okay.
what the instructor is trying to say, right?
Right.
So that's the reason. That's the perspective of me saying there's a steeper learning curve. Whereas for kids, you can also have the perspective that kids have a steeper learning curve because they're younger,
Mhm.
right? They are like a blank piece of paper,
Sure.
right? A blank notebook. You can just write anything on it, right? Whereas an adult, it's
They've got their preferences.
yes,
tastes,
their
whatever.
way of doing things, So that's the only difference in terms of learning curve. I would say both have their
Pros and
cons. But the thing is, as an instructor's perspective, right, it's more tedious in terms of teaching a kid, a
Okay.
child, right? Because you need to be more, the patient level is higher because they tend to not get what you're trying to say,
Right. Okay.
especially with like when things gets more complicated,
Right.
right?
Okay.
When it gets more technical and stuff like that, right? The patiency level is different. Whereas if you talk about adults, right? Adults that push themselves to come and learn DJing are people who already have an interest in it,
Yep.
right? So whereas a kid, they might be an interest driven by the parents,
No, tends to be the case.
right? So especially when we're living in Asia,
Yeah.
I was forced to learn violin at the age of 4.
Sure.
Age of 6, I pick a piano.
Sure. Yeah.
Age of 9, I start playing acoustic guitar.
How old is your youngest student, DJ student, if you don't mind me asking?
Wow.
Since you brought up the whole, because as children, we get put into music.
I'm not the fixed permanent instructor for this kid,
Uh-huh.
but I was like interim
Okay.
for one of it. I think he is 6.
Wow, that young?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Got a 6-year-old. Does he have a DJ name?
But most of the students that I have are in the age of 18, 21, 20. Those are the age.
Usually that seems to be the right age group
yeah,
to develop that interest.
Most of my students are that kind of age group. Yeah. Because in kids DJing, right, I think in DJ's Playground, they have like certain instructors to handle. So I don't really handle much on the kids part.
Fair
So
enough.
basically what I do is just workshops,
Okay.
mini workshops and everything. So that's why I say I do not have like a permanent
Fair enough.
young student. So I would say if you want to start
DJing.
DJing, right? Anyone can DJ.
Right.
I would say, with technology today, anyone can be a DJ. Like literally anyone. Like in music, you can be someone that can play by ear. You can be someone that cannot.
Yep.
And you can't forever because you're not born with playing by ear,
Yeah, sure.
right? So, but in DJing, everything can be taught.
Okay.
Right? But there's an advantage if you have music born in you,
Right.
right? Because some people are just very good in tempo. Their internal metronome is brilliant. They can tell the keys are in sync or not.
The blending and stuff like
Yes,
that, right?
yes. By listening to this track, they know they can put in another track's vocal,
Right.
which is the exact same key without checking the keys into
And same vibe, or they can build that.
doing a mashup and stuff like that. So they're born with it,
Right. Yeah.
right? Yeah. So the only difference is that if you're born with music, your curve of learning is crazy fast. Crazy. You can be a DJ within a week.
Damn. That's fast. What's like the sort of beginning cost of becoming like a DJ? Because obviously you would have to perhaps invest in like a course
Yes.
Equipment is also another question.
Not really.
Okay.
You don't really need an equipment to start being a DJ.
Okay.
Because nowadays we have huge DJ academies in Malaysia
Mm.
that has classrooms, they have studio, you know, they
You
have
can use equipment on site.
Yeah.
And borrow it, I'm guessing as well.
yes.
Or rent it.
Yes, yes, you can. Because for me, when any student approach me, Mike, I want to learn DJing. What's the cost like? Do I need to buy a DJ equipment? That's the first few questions they will always ask you, right?
Mm.
I would say no. You don't need to buy a single thing. All you need is just a headphone. A headphone, which you already most probably have, a laptop, which you already most probably have, and most probably buy a pen drive.
Mm.
64 gig costs you what? 20 plus ringgit?
Okay, so it's a lot cheaper than what people may assume.
Yeah. Because DJ equipments are freaking expensive.
That's what I thought. That's like the barrier.
It's very expensive. But there is like home use cheap version. That startup price was about 2,000 plus. But when you talk about equipments that clubs use, right?
Yep.
A single CDJ will cost you about 12 grand. So you need 4 of them.
Oof.
For me, a mixer will cost you about 13.
Oof.
So that's like what a MyV.
Yeah.
You need a bank loan for it.
Yeah. So how much would like a basic, if I wanted to rent the optimum amount of equipment and I'm starting out, how much would that roughly cost?
If you sign up as a course, I think most of the academies will give you, free jamming sessions.
Okay.
So you don't need to pay a single cent to use the equipment.
Oh.
The more equipped the academy is, the better it is.
And-
because
okay.
they give you accessibility to equipments that are used in clubs. So for example, tomorrow you have a gig
Sure.
and you know that this club is using equipment, this is equipment. You can go to the academy and request them to set up the same setup for you to practice.
Mm.
Is it easier? So you
much
get
easier.
familiarized with what you're going to use tomorrow. Then
Okay.
buying yourself, and you don't get to, most probably it's going to be a pain in the ass to afford a proper one, right?
Yeah.
Like a high
Yes.
capacity ones, right? So that's the reason why I say you don't need to own a DJ equipment.
So you just buy a course and whatever.
Yeah,
you're
you
doing,
just pay for the course.
you will get some sort of, and you can always extend or buy additional time, right? Like,
You don't need. Once you're a student, most of the place allow you
oh, okay.
to come back. And
So how much would like a beginner course cost roughly?
because there are so many academies out there.
Yeah.
Right. I think there are 3 of the biggest in the industry right now.
What are the names of the current ones currently in
We
Malaysia?
have one of the giant DJ's Playground.
Yep.
We
Which
have
you are affiliated with.
yes.
Okay. DJ Playground.
DJ's Playground. We have Frequency Studios,
Mm.
Frequency Academy, which is located in KL City as well. And then we have Gold Sounds Academy.
Fair enough. And you would say other countries would have their own sort of DJ academies. And
Yes,
whatnot. So it's
yes.
actually quite accessible, whether in Malaysia or externally,
Yes.
to find out what your nearest academy.
Yes, correct.
And just enroll.
Actually, there's more. There's more academies, but
Those
these
are
are
the 3 big
these are the
ones.
3 big ones in the industry right
Fair
now.
enough.
So like in Malaysia, also we have academies that are we call it PDCA,
Okay.
Pioneer DJ Certified Academy.
So this is like your ticket to say, I'm a DJ now.
No, not really, but which means that they are an official certified academy by Pioneer Malaysia.
Okay.
So
okay, I see.
basically, your certificate is actually issued by not just the academy, but also, the industry counterparts like Pioneer.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the reason why your certificate has the PDCA logo and your academy's logo.
I see.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing, audience members, this is your chance. If you've always wanted to become a DJ, this is like your winning wake up call to do it because it's never been easier, right? It's never been easier to do it. So get your butt onto get your butt
Anyone
off the
can be a DJ.
ground into a chair where you can mix again or something like that. Here's a question. I mean, this is something because we get a lot of creative people, or the aim is to get quite a few creative people on board. A question I always like to throw at them is your thoughts and feelings of the rise of AI in the creative industries, in various creative industries. There's still such a polarizing divide. And within the realm of DJing, what are your thoughts on the encroachment of AI?
I have nothing against it for now.
Okay.
For now, because for me, music is very based on creativity. And then also a point for producers, DJs to express themselves. Right. So, but for me, the reason why I don't go against it because it's a good tool. It's a good tool. For example, when you have AI on board, right, and you have structured a few chords, right, and on a bad day, you can't get the creative juice to come out with the lead,
Right.
the lead melody, for example, right. With AI, you can have a shuffle,
Sure.
right? They will base on the key
Like
of
a
the track.
second brain,
Yeah,
basically.
the key of the track, the tempo, and the progression, and whatsoever you want. You can set. You want it to go on triplets. You want it to go on basics. Then everything you can just set. Everything is like a setting that you can select. Then you just click on randomize, and the AI will actually do it for you.
Right.
You know, they'll plot the MIDI for you. You know, so it gives you the melody, right?
Of course, of course.
So the thing is, it's not bad because for me, it gives you inspiration.
Of course.
I'll take it as an idea, right? Put it in records and come up with something which is a hybrid between you and AI. But to some certain artists, to some extent, they will say it's not original. There is a debating point.
Yes, there is quite a big debating point.
Yeah, it's not original.
Yep.
It's not yours. It's, right? So, I mean, it's a fair argument, which I don't want to dwell in it.
Sure.
I mean, like, it's going to, because everyone will take sides, right?
Of course, of course.
There's pro AI, there's the anti AI gangs, right? But for me, I find AI useful though. Like for example, when you have a small project,
Yep.
you want to create and edit a remix.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can't find, for example, the vocal, the a cappella of a certain track,
Right.
right? And then with AI, you can actually extract the stem.
Yep.
And with AI, it fixes all the noise, the white noise around when you remove the vocals from the music,
course, of
right?
course.
So basically, AI helps to clean up that.
Yep.
The old school way is that they flip the waveform and
Yeah,
extract the vocal,
it's
right?
definitely more tedious.
But now, but now with AI, you don't need to do that. So you can save time. Like for example, tonight you have a show. And now, for example, Squid Game is so big.
Yes.
Talk of the town.
Gotta play that merry-go-round song.
I need that remix like tonight. And I have 3 hours to 4 hours time to produce the track.
Of course.
I need the vocals
Yep.
now, right? AI, boop, then drag, drop, and then start producing the leads, the
Yes.
bass line, the kick, the snares, the drums, and stuff like that. And within hours, just do a nicely mixed pre-master track that's okay, good, and then play live. Yeah, so AI is I would say it's fun.
It's fun. No, for sure. I think as a tool,
Yeah.
it is very useful. But at the same time, obviously you've heard of, I think, was it Suno Music, where people just punch in an algorithm or what they want, and
Yes.
then they will
Yes, yes.
generate a whole album of
Yes,
music
yes.
that is completely AI generated. And the
Yep.
reason I bring it up for you as a DJ is because that music is not too far off
Yeah.
from territory such as what you do.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because if people can just be like, generate a whole DJ set for me right now.
Yep.
So it's that idea that you have these algorithms that are getting cleaner, more precise,
Yeah.
bolder, you know,
Yes,
and people
yes, yes.
becoming bolder to be like, no, I'm an artist now.
Yeah.
Versus someone who, no, you know, I actually have to tune in and cut and do all these things
Yep,
and
yep.
work with a crowd.
Yep.
But then you have people who are on the other side of the fence going, yeah, but I can do that with AI now.
Yep.
So
yep.
where does the line get drawn for you?
Yep.
Where is the line drawn between tool and something more than that?
For me, it's just if you're not letting it take over everything you're doing on stage,
I see.
then it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for me, because at the end of the day, if you know how to use it as leverage, you grow in the market, right? You're something different, right? For example, if you start doing this and nobody's doing it, and you get your recognition, you get your followings, people who like what you do,
Yep.
right? For example, like back then, there's no Anima, there's no Fred again, right? They don't do like Anima. What's his special about? The visuals,
Right.
crazy good visuals, right? He stands out because of that. Fred again is because he has so many things going on stage, right? So many live elements on stage. Back then, if you talk about international artists, T-Pain, everyone has this stigma with auto-tune back then, right?
Oh yeah, massive.
Right? But look at auto-tune now. It's huge.
So it's like used
It's
extensively.
huge. Yeah, it's huge. You tell me any track is not auto-tuning vocals nowadays.
Even subtly, it's
Yeah.
sometimes
It's
hard
just
to pinpoint.
It's just how hard that auto-tune is.
Yeah,
It- I-
T-Pain level.
Yeah, are you
But he can
T-Pain?
sing really well, though.
Yes, exactly.
He can sing really well.
Exactly. So for me, it's like, back in the AI again. Yes, you are a very talented DJ. You are a very talented artist, but how are you using the AI to gain competitiveness in the market in terms of business, selling yourself out as an artist, right? So if you can use that and have a leverage, right, by all means, I mean, like, kudos, you did a good job. You get what I mean? Like, but if you tell me about creating tracks, right, it's different.
Okay.
Like how original it is or how not original it is. It all lines down on how do you approach this track. What's the story behind the track? For me personally, like what's the story I'm trying to tell
Right.
in this? So what's the main idea of this
Main
track?
idea, main theme.
Yeah. So or this track started from what?
I see.
Then if this track, the story behind is it started from this, but because of me using AI, it became something even bigger. Then I don't mind,
Okay.
right? Like in production, I think right now, one of the biggest is by Unison Music. They did this plugin for any DAW that you're using Ableton, FL Studio, Logic. You can just install this plugin, and they have this AI thing to generate your leads for you, generate your melody, bass line,
Damn.
chords, drums. You can actually generate everything. You can select your energy and stuff like that. Everything, the whole track can be done
Wow.
by just clicking next, randomize, or select what kind of, for example, like FX, vocal FX, for example. A lot of rappers or a lot of music artists sounds like them because of the effects. How wet, how you make the vocal not dry when they sing or when they rap, right? So as a producer, they have their own experience, the level of, sound engineering mind going on to them in terms of how to make that vocal clean. With Unison's plugin, right, with just one click of a button, it's just perfect.
Damn.
You can just select, you want to sound like Juice WRLD, you want to sound like Travis Scott, you want to sound like...
Wukong.
You can select like you want it to be dreamy, you want it to be spacious and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And you click generate, then it generates the effects for you.
Damn.
So that makes...
So efficient.
That
and
makes
easy.
life easier if you are a subpar par producer.
The subtle dig. I like it.
Right? Correct? I mean, it's not wrong because it's also a learning curve for you because once you generate that, you could learn from it. Like,
Yeah, sure.
with this effect, this much you put,
This works with this, which works
this
with
kind
that.
of sound is what you get. Right? So, I mean, it's for me, it's good and bad.
Fair enough.
AI. Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about being a DJ?
Wow. This question.
Besides Dom Perignon.
Shit, now the whole world knows. You know what? That's like one of my favorite champagne, Dom.
Yeah.
It's even better than Ace of Spades, though.
No, fair enough. Just not on the guy.
I mean, like, what do I like the most of being a DJ?
Favorite thing about being a DJ?
Is to be able to express yourself in music, with music. You know, and the fact that you are on stage, you know, the fact that you're on stage, you get that, you know, people vibe with you. Like, people dig what you dig too. That's the joy behind being a DJ. Is more towards, you know, music that can actually bring people around together. You know, you gather people around without caring what race, what, you know, what personality, what kind of perspective you have. I mean, you throw away what society taught you to judge on people and just come in and enjoy music as one. Right? That's the fun part of being a DJ, is that you get to be like the coordinator of this kind of thing.
Right, like an orchestrator of
Yeah,
this huge gathering.
Yeah.
Celebration of life.
Yeah. So basically, you use music to communicate your emotions, your story behind a track, right? Because why do I say this? A DJ has choice. So a track, you have intro, first breakdown, the build up, the drop, second breakdown, the build up, the drop, right? You have choice. The track is produced this way, but why do you want to play this part of the track or that part of the track?
Right.
It's your choice as a DJ.
Right, like surgically get this part to go with that part.
Yes, correct. So, like, which part do you want to play first to the crowd? Right? Which part hits the hardest emotionally? Which part hits the hardest on making them happy? Because there's songs that are very happy, there's songs that are very emotional, there's songs that builds a mosh pit, right? So it's about how the feeling of you be able to orchestrate this, you know, to gather people around, to tell them, you know, music is just amazing. Yeah. So that's one thing that still is filling my drive.
Nice.
For now.
Nice.
For this moment.
Okay.
Yeah, because music is something that has been forced in me when I was young.
But now it's in the
like,
right way of how to express it, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, because music has no gender, music has there's no differentiation. You know, there's no judgment though. There's nobody judging.
And even there is, you can find your own way out of it.
Yeah.
In the way that best suits you.
Yeah.
That other people can celebrate.
Yeah, exactly. But again, it's back to the people who are judging people who don't like a certain genre. Right? It's
Fair
the
enough.
people, it's not the music, right? Because, yeah, that's what I always want to say.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And finally, why should people come to Pitt Club?
Wow. You're putting me in a spot.
Sell it. Sell number 66 in the world.
You're putting me in a spot, man.
Why should people come to Pitt Club? Yeah.
I mean, in Pitt Club, it's about the space. You get a huge space to party. I mean, we're not the biggest already right now. I mean, but they're because clubs getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, we're not the biggest, but we are there's still one of our advantage is spacious.
It is very spacious. Well
You
said.
get world-class level of atmosphere. sound, lights, visuals, music, experience. It's perfect. And then you get to experience different kind of music almost every single day. Because like on the Wednesdays we do pop. We do pop night, and then it's our ladies' night. There's a lot of layers that ladies have a lot of advantage if you come on Wednesday.
They get what, like a free bottle or something?
They get free bottle. They get
Ladies,
come on, man. And then you
get your butts over there.
we have this thing that we do in our Wednesdays where it's called bubbly hour. Bubbly hour.
Okay.
So a bubbly hour is like, in this point of time, right? We have a meter on screen. It's like a voice sensor.
Okay.
So the MC will get you guys to like make some noise, scream, vibe with it. So as loud as you go, the meter will goes up.
Okay.
Once the meter explodes at 100, everyone gets free champagne.
Whoa.
Everyone. Tell me which club is doing that. Tell me, man. Tell me.
Free champagne.
Free champagne
On a Wednesday night sounds pretty good.
For everyone. Every ladies. Only ladies get it. Yeah. I'm so sorry for the guys.
That's all right.
It's their night. It's ladies' night.
It's
right?
ladies' night.
And then on Thursday, we are in commercial EDM, and we call it Rewind Thursdays because we're bringing you back to the golden era of EDM. The prime time of EDM, the 2013, 14, 15
Right,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
EDM. The Alesso,
Early, mid,
the
2010s.
Quintino stuff, the Avicii, the Tiesto stuff, those kind of stuff we play. So it's very good for the 90s guys. Right, the people who are born in 90s who know the prime of EDM.
Yeah.
That was where actually EDM took a rocket ship.
Yeah.
Right.
It
Yeah, that's our Thursday. And on Friday, it's Friday's main stage EDM and commercial EDM. So it's basically like your every weekend club. We play bangers, two bangers. We play every EDM genre. We start from house, electro. We start from house, electro house. We go into
Electro
pop.
house. I love electro house.
Yeah, we go into pop. We go into big room. We go into techno. We go into the hot kind of high energetic, hard techno, hard dance kind of stuff. Some nights, some DJs will also go up to hard style for a while, and then it's a night where you have everything but commercial. Everything for sure, right? So that's Friday night, and then Saturday is similar on Friday. Saturday and Sunday is Saturday and Friday is very similar. It's just the lineup is different.
All right.
Okay, the team two different teams who are working on two different nights. Okay, so most probably on Saturday you'll see Sherry Lisa play. On Friday you see me, Kenji, Seption. So once
This is the rest of the resident crew and, and juniors and seniors and stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean in Pitt we have no junior and seniors. We are all equal.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we are all equal. So, but on Sundays it's a special one. On Sundays,
You open on Sundays too.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, you guys don't know, man. Sunday is one of the night that I'm in charge of. So Sunday is actually called Mic Drop Sundays.
Oh, sweet.
So what Mic Drop Sunday is actually an urban night.
Okay.
So I don't call it a hip hop night for a reason.
Okay.
So it's urban night. So we play urban genres, for example, hip hop, pop, R&B, Amapiano, Afro beats.
Afrobeat sounds fun.
Yeah. And then you get, like for example, like trap. You get drill, you get Jersey club, you get,
Oh, okay. That's quite a mix of different things.
Yeah, anything from the urban culture. So you get it on Sundays. And Sundays we have professional b-boys who always drop in the clubs.
Oh, wow.
We have them to dance and showcase their skills and everything on Sundays. Time to time, we have local rappers in the scene that came to perform. We have Sona One, we had Killer Drees, we had Nakalness from Four Spark Boys, we have the entire Ban Huat gang, the homies.
Damn.
Yeah, the China gang, the China gang.
Let's go.
So basically, the local Chinese rap scene, we have the champion, the man of the local Chinese hip hop scene, Dato Mo.
Okay.
Young Kai. We have Saucy J as one of our resident DJ, which is also part of Ban Huat. You know, Saucy J is our resident DJ for Mic Drop Sundays.
I see.
So you see him very frequent. So you see, this is more towards like a night on Sunday night. It's more towards a night where we kind of like give homage to the urban culture.
Cool.
Yeah, so we do a lot of things that's relatable to that.
Awesome.
Streetwear, we do b-boys, we do rappers. We do a lot of streetwear collaboration, like with Steel Plug. They showcase one of the rarest sneakers in town. A 15 to 20 grand AJ1 Off-White on display, stuff like that, you know, streetwear, urban stuff.
And you guys do some interesting things. I remember last time I was there, they had a wrestling ring. And
boxing ring.
Boxing ring.
Yeah,
and I got to witness my very first wheelchair boxing fight where two guys in wheelchairs were just
fighting. Yeah. I mean, that's right.
Oh, that was so good.
Going back to this is one thing, you know, this is going to be the highlight. Okay, this is going to be the highlight. Make sure they're going to make bite size for this one.
We're doing bite size for sure, bro.
This one is the highlight. You know, in Pitt Club, you are going to get the unexpected. We're giving you, you know, world-class level of entertainment. You know, we're giving you world-class level of music. But again, we localize it as well on certain nights. So you get a mixture of both. You get to experience what international club is like.
I think that's very important. International club experience.
Yeah. Because when we are on the map, we have to hold on to our standards.
Yep.
Right. We're on the map. Everyone knows that Pitt Club is one of the best club in Malaysia. Right. You can ask any tourist; they will tell you to come to Pitt Club. But that's the reason why we want to make sure that you guys have the experience of how you experience in any other countries when you go to the top clubs. So you're gonna experience the most unexpected things in Pitt Club.
Wheelchair boxing, ladies and gentlemen. 2025, let's make it happen. Wheelchair boxing.
We have our white collar boxing matches as well.
That's right.
We have our exhibition fight. They call it fight circus for that. The wheelchair boxing, boxing with mascot on and stuff like that. So those are entertainment fight, and we also have professional fights, entertainment fights.
Awesome.
So this is what other international big clubs used to host. They host fights. And then also, not just that, we also have a lot of live performance elements into it. We have collaboration with a saxophonist, violinist,
electric guitarist.
Yeah. So we want to show you guys an experience where we bring live music to the electronic music scene. So you get to experience both different type of live party, right? And then also when you come to Pitt, you won't get thirsty. Guys, come on, guys. No cap. You won't get thirsty. In a night, Pitt is giving free drinks to everyone time to time. There's 2-3 sessions in a night. 2-3 sessions in a night where you see a big ass bottle. I label it as a big ass bottle. It's like a chrome color. I think the bottle is like what? Half of my height tall. It's like huge.
That's massive.
So, you know, we have one of our muscle guy carrying this huge ass bottle, pouring drinks to you guys.
Wow.
Which club does that, man? We have this kind of entertainment. We have our mascot going out time to time, you know, having fun with you guys, you know, stuff like that. I do not want to share much. I want you guys to come to Pitt and experience it for yourself.
Expect the unexpected, eh?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
every single night you get a different experience over there. Yeah. So, you know, like Sundays will be different, on the weekends you'll be different, on the weekdays it'll be different. Yeah, man. So that's Pitt Club.
DJ Mike Hype, thank you so much for joining us on this episode. It's really great to just have this perspective of what being a DJ, not just in Malaysia, but being a DJ, both as a guest and resident.
Yeah.
The two different experiences of what they're like. Because prior to this, I was just like, DJ, you spin, people go whoop whoop, they get drunk, and then that's it. Like, you know, that's. I don't think people really appreciate or understand what the life of a DJ is like, especially in today's era. So it's very nice to have you come on board to just share what your experience. And I'm sure every DJ has their own story. You know,
Yeah.
just every creative has their own perspective and story.
Yes.
So I'm so glad you were able to take some time to just share that with us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Koepii Studios. I'm with DJ Mike Hype from Pitt Club, Malaysia. He was just sharing his awesome story and perspective of what being a DJ is like in general. So if you like what you hear or like what you see, do give us a like, share, and follow on any of the platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. That's Koepii Studios, Koepii. And you can follow us to enjoy more content and interesting conversations. My name is Kai Chalmers. Till next time, and enjoy your Koepii.
Ciao outside.